All right. Yeah. Um, Welcome again, guys. Um, so this is like a continuation of the last part we stopped. Yeah, and I hope we are all following. I hope we have been following so far.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So now we have 4.0 account terms. So there we have balance. We have the term balance. Balance is the total amount deposited by a trader. It's as simple as that, you know. And as you can see, according to this diagram, this is like the diagram that's how it looks on your mobile. That's how the MetaTrader that you just downloaded or that you're about to download to your phone looks like. You know, there's a page on it that looks like this, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you can see balance. So 5,000. So according to the account holder, the owner of this account, right,
Mm-hmm.
which was my account, right?
Yeah.
So I've entered. I deposited $5,000, right, and
Yeah.
that's why you can see it here. You know. So the next one is the word margin. Margin is the required part of your balance for a particular trade. Now, for every trade you enter, I just told you, for every trade you enter, it's not all your capital that goes into the trade, right? Now,
Yes.
for every trade you're about to enter, there's a particular value for that trade here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you have leverage. That's borrowed capital.
Yeah.
So it's only a small percentage of your own money that will go that will be added to the leverage so that you can be able to take up the trade, right?
Yes.
So, for example, that's how. So at every point, at every trade, there's a margin. There's a part of your capital that goes into the trade. It's not all your capital that goes into the trade at the same time. It's just a part of it, depending on the kind of volume or the amount of volume you're trading, right?
All right. Yeah.
So a part of it is not like small. It may not be small. If you're trading a lot of lot sizes, it might be half of your capital. It may be 20% of your capital. It might be 10% of your capital. In this case, as you can see, I'm in a trade at the moment. So in this case, only $100 of my capital went into what? Into the trade. This
Okay.
is so because of the volume that I'm using. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why it is like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So it's just $100 of my capital that is in this trade, right? So
Yeah.
that is what margin means, you know. So, like I said before, I think I've mentioned this in the past, but if not, let me repeat it again. When you go into a trade, margin, that's a part of your capital plus
Mm-hmm.
borrowed capital. That's what goes into the trade. Now, the moment you lose your margin, that's when the broker will now start taking money from your balance. You
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they continue to take it like that. Take from your free margin. Now, free margin is like the money that will remain that you can use for other trades or that you can use to block should in case you lose your margin. Do you understand? So free margin is like, in this case now, it's 4,900. So
Mm-hmm.
if $100 goes into the trade, it means you have what? A free margin of 4,900. Since 5,000 minus 100 is 4,900. So you have this left. So at the point where you have lost this margin and you are still in the trade, you don't want to close it, the broker will continue to what? To take money from the free margin until you
Oh,
close it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, until you close it, you know. So if you close it, so whether it's going to be in a loss or it's going to be in profit, that will determine, that will reflect on the account. If you're in profit, it reflects on the account. If you're in a loss, it reflects on the account.
Yeah.
So that's just that's that, right?
Yeah.
So the word margin has been dealt with and the word free margin has been dealt with. Now, equity. What is equity? Um, equity, it is the current market value of your account. Just current market value. You understand? You can see
Yeah.
now that it is equal to what? Balance plus unrealized profit or loss. It's just like if I've bought dollars from the Bureau de Change, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bought the USD NGN pair because obviously I will buy the USD NGN pair because I believe that the pair will go up, Abi.
Yeah.
So I'm buying that pair because I believe that US dollar will strengthen more than Naira. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I'll buy that. What I'll do is I'll buy the US dollar NGN. Now I bought the dollar and I took it home and I kept it under my mattress.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the old men do.
Yeah.
I kept it under my mattress and um, and then just keep it there, right? So now, if the following day and I woke up and I to check the news or something, and I realized that yes, truly dollar has risen up against the what Naira, right? Now, I'll be happy about it. I'll be very glad that I've made money on the pair, right? Now, but you know that money is that the profit of whatever profit I've made. Let's say I bought it at 1,000 per dollar, right? They now said it's now 1,100, right? So it means I've made what 100 naira
Yeah.
profit on each of my dollar, right? So
Yes.
that $100 that I've made on each of the dollar is what unrealized. I've not realized the profit. The profit is not. I'm still in the trade because the dollar is with me, so I'm still in the trade, right?
Okay.
So if dollar keeps going up and down, it will be affecting the dollar that I have with me. I'm still in the trade. So if I make profit on the dollar, it's still
Mm.
unrealized. I've not realized it, right?
Yes.
So because I'm not out of the trade yet. I'm still holding the dollar. Do you understand? It's
Yeah.
until when I now sold the dollar. So whatever
Mm-hmm.
profit that I make then, that's when I'll
Mm.
say yes, I'm out of the trade. So I've realized my profits. But as at when I've not sold the dollar, like I'm talking about the physical dollar now, that
Mm.
means I've not closed my trade. I'm still in the trade. You understand? So at
Yes.
that point, the word equity represents the summation or the combination of what balance and that unrealized profit or loss. So it could be profit and it could be loss, right? So unrealized, so the balance plus unrealized profit or loss is what gives us equity. So if you check this my interface, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I entered into this trade, this is like the starting point when I just entered into the trade, and you can see the trade is what is in profit, is at a profit of like 7 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why equity here has risen by what?
7 cents.
Balance plus 7 cents is now what? Five thousand and
5,007 cents.
seven cents. Abi?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what the word equity. So as my profit increases or decreases,
Mm.
you see that equity will keep on what? Changing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what equity means, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So and free margin, I've told you what free margin means, you know.
Yeah.
So free margin is what? Balance minus margin. You know what margin
Margin.
means already?
Yeah.
Minus charges,
Charges plus
then
profit or
profit
loss.
or loss. Good. You understand? So by the time you do all this, you understand that's what will be your free margin.
Margin.
Because the charges now is like the commission of the broker, the spread
Mm-hmm.
that you pay. You understand?
Yeah.
So that will also be deducted from your account. You understand? So
Yes, sir.
free margin is what? Your balance minus margin minus charges because you're already in
Charges.
the trade,
Mm-hmm.
then plus whatever profit or loss that you have recorded in the trade. So everything put together is your what? Free margin.
Margin.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So as equity increases, free margin increases. You
Increases.
understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that even free margin, you can see that it increases. You understand? Whatever
Yeah.
amount equity increases with, free margin increases with it as
Increases.
well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So that is that. Yeah, as regards to, so this is what it means. So I did this because I don't want us to like be viewing the interface and not understand what the interface is actually doing. So this is what the account interface does. But I would advise that traders don't stare too much on this page because it gives you some it makes you breathe faster, because you're seeing your money hard or lost, especially when you are in a loss. You understand?
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
advise that traders don't look at it because it affects it might just affect your emotions
Emotions.
and then makes you close the trade too early. You
True.
understand?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. You want to say something?
No, no.
Yeah. So this is exactly um so that's like a very general advice that I can give to everyone, right? Don't stare too
Yeah.
much on the page. But in order for you to understand what is going on in the page, that's why I had to explain this part. Any question?
No, sir.
So now we're fast forwarding this into money and risk management. Now, this is like a very important part of trading, right? Anyone who wants to be profitable in the forex market must learn how to do this very well. In fact, this is more important than you increasing your ability to make profit on every trade. Like, you know, a lot of people commonly a lot of us want to expect that the most important skill in the business is just that you knowing how to buy or sell, like predicting right, like you
Okay.
picking a trade and then the trade going according to what you have expected. A lot of people always think that that's the most important skill. No, in forex, the most important skill is not you being right at all times on each of your trade. The most important skill is money and risk management. Money
Yeah.
and risk management. So you can see that the business of forex is a very street business, such that your success does not determine on your ability to pick trades. You can be right at all times in the forex market and still find it difficult to record profits.
Hmm.
Yes, I'll tell you. I'll give you an example. Okay, now for example, if you have if you have if you have an account of $100, right,
Yeah.
and then you trade 10 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the 10 times you traded, at least you were making $100 profit. No, so in the 10 times, 9 out of it, or let's say 8 out of it, you made a profit of $10, right?
Yeah.
And in 2 out of it,
Mm-hmm.
you made a loss of you made a loss of $50, right?
Yeah.
Or you even made a loss of $80, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now ask me, at the end of 10 trades, have you made money?
No.
No. Now you'll be surprised. That trader, will you say that trader is a good trader, like in terms of predicting right? Yes. Abi, he is a good
Yeah.
trader in terms of prediction,
Yeah.
but he has not been able to manage his account in a way that will help him to record maximum profits. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, meaning that he has traded without discipline, he has traded without being disciplined, managing his money. He just kept trading. He kept relying on the fact that he can predict the market. And truly, he can predict the market. But he lacks money management, um, 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 skills. You understand? And as a
Mm-hmm.
result, he traded so many times. He was right so many times, but still he couldn't record profits. So you can see now that it's a problem.
A
It's a
big
problem.
one.
Whereas another trader somewhere who still like traded the $100 and was wrong for, let's say, 7 times. He kept on losing. He kept on losing $13. He lost $13 7 times. But 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made he made $30. 3 times,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So that means in total
He's in profit of $20.
of $20 after 10 trials, right? Now you can
Yeah.
see now that guy, he was wrong most times, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but he was profit of $20. So now, amongst the trader A and the trader B, which one is the better trader?
Trader B.
Trader B. What has trader B done differently? Trader B has been able to what? Manage his
Risk.
capital. So now that is the essence of what? Money and risk management. Traders must be able to learn how to be disciplined with their trade, because the biggest problem a lot of people face in forex is that emotional issues, like the fact that you don't want to lose your money. A lot of people don't. It's hard for a lot of people to accept losses. They trade with their emotion instead of them concentrating on the market. You know, they trade in a way that affects their emotion. You see some people taking too much risk that they cannot afford,
Mm.
right? You
Yeah.
see some people uh being disciplined, like they can decide to trade, they can trade, you know, decently for so long, and sometimes just decide to trade irresponsibly, maybe because they feel that they have to take advantage of a particular move. You understand?
Yeah.
So all these problems centered around emotion is like the biggest enemy of a forex trader. But one way can be managed, like if you're very disciplined, you have your money management rules in place intact, you can navigate the business of forex better than anybody else. So clearly, to trade forex successfully is not about you being able to predict well at all times. No, you understand? If you check that trader B, you see that it was just right 30 times of the time. You see, no?
Yeah.
And still went on to what? Record good profits. It was wrong 70% of the time. Most times it was wrong. But he ended up what? Being
Making
in
money.
profit after 10 trials. Far better than the other guy who was right 80% of the time, but still what? Could not record
Profit.
$1 as profit. So that's like the introduction to money and risk management. Now let's now go into how to do it, or some of the things that can help us increase our chances. Let's go into some of the things that can help us increase our chances, you know, to be able to record profit. Those things that can help us to turn the profit tide into our own direction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the things that we want to discuss here. So here we have, you can either trade conservatively, aggressively, or moderately. Your way of trading must depend on your risk appetite and your emotional threshold level. Yes, risk appetite. A lot of people respond to losses because it's money that they cannot afford to lose. If you trade and in each of your trade, you are setting a risk that you can afford to lose, like that you don't have any problem with it. Like for example, you have for different individuals, it can be different. Risk appetite is not the same at all level. There are some traders that they can deposit $10,000 and they are willing to lose that $10,000 today.
Mm.
Yes, I know a guy that whenever he wants to trade, he can trade up to 100 lots
Mm.
on a $10,000 account. Yes, he can trade 100 lots. Have you seen someone trade 100 lots,
Ah, that
200
is
lots? Yeah,
that's massive.
that's mad. You understand? So
Yeah.
that kind of guy, you should expect him. He can lose $10,000 within 10 hours
Mm.
or in less than 10 hours. You know, but at the same time, with the way he trades, he can make $200,000 in a day. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can make $200,000 in a trade with the way he trades. So, whereas there are people that even if they deposited $100, they cannot afford to even lose $5 out of it. Do you understand
Oh.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everyone, so one big question that a trader must ask himself is that what is my risk appetite? How much percentage can I afford to lose on every trade? Right?
Yeah.
You need to know. So that is your risk appetite. Okay, per trade. If I have a deposit of $100 per trade, I cannot afford to lose more than 2%. I cannot afford to lose more than 3%. I cannot afford to lose more than 50%. So you have to speak to yourself to know, so that you are not going to like react emotionally to trades, because that's what happens. A lot of traders, when they see that they are losing, some they will leave it endlessly. Personally, I believe there's a principle I have. The moment I predict a trade and then I go into the trade, the moment the trade start losing,
Mm.
I just agree that I'm wrong. The moment you start losing, after a while, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Not like I'll just agree that I'm wrong immediately. Do you understand? But the
Mm-hmm.
moment you start losing around what I can afford to risk, you understand? I just
Uh-huh.
assume that I'm wrong.
You.
And I close the trade. I will not wait for the trade to finish my capital. You
Yeah.
understand? Because I just assume that what I'm wrong on the
Wrong.
trade. Then I quickly go and look for the next
Yeah.
opportunity. Whereas there are some people that they will be nursing the trade.
Mm.
They will be nursing it. They will say, they believe that it will go back. Like a friend of mine, when we started FOREX then, that's about more than 15 years ago, let's say maybe 17 years. That's around 2005,
Mm. Let's
So
go.
my friend then in our house, because we were sharing an apartment together. So in our house, we got so when we got to know about Forex, and then we went for a training, you know, somebody organized the training on our campus then, and then we attended it. I could remember it was my friend that even paid 5,000 naira on my behalf for the training. Although he lent me, I paid him back. you know. So we had a small generator in our house. So anytime we want to trade, we put on the generator because we usually don't have lights. When I was in school, I stay outside the campus, off campus. So we have a small gen. You need to see that gen. you know, all these 12,000 naira gen or something, or maybe 15,000. I've forgotten how much we bought the gen then. So we put on the gen. We have this desktop computer,
Mm.
you know, all this desktop, so we don't put it on. So now the first capital we deposited was my friend's money. I've forgotten how he got the money then. It wasn't really his money, it was some people's, maybe his mom's money or something, or his dad's money or something, you know. And then now he funded an account, and then so both of us started trading the money. I remember then, maybe it was about, it was around $500. Then the dollar was
That
still
was.
not as strong as it is now against naira,
Oh.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Then $1,000 was around, let's say, is $1,000 even up to, I'm not sure $1,000 is up to, as at that time. $1,000 maybe around 150K or thereabout,
Wow.
you know. So the dollar was very strong then. Sorry, the naira was better, not like very strong, but better. It's not as bad as what we have now. So we started trading. So each time we are in a trade and then we are losing, we'll go and carry our Bible and be reading Psalm.
Ah.
We are hoping that the trend will turn in our favor, so we can make profit. There was a
Eh,
particular day that the trade was against us. We kept praying, expect hoping that it's going to turn in our favor. The market exhausted all the money.
eh,
And do you know that we had made some money? We just learned, and then we had made up to, like, I think 300% of the money. We traded. I made all 300% of the money already, but just in one trade. That's like an example of what I told you earlier. Just in one trade, we lost everything. Why? Because we were not disciplined. If we weren't disciplined, maybe we would have not lost that way. You
yeah,
understand? So we actually made the money in a wrong way, and we lost it in that same way. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah. So it happens, but it can be very, very funny. So one very good principle that I want you guys to note is that don't nurse a losing trade. The moment it hits your stop loss, close it and let it go. There are a lot of other opportunities in the market. The most important thing is consistency and discipline. You understand?
yeah,
So that's that. So conservative trading is slow but steady and less stressful, while aggressive trading is fast but has higher chances of hitting a trader's emotional threshold faster. So emotional threshold is a state of emotional disorder which impedes the rationality of human mind. So when human beings are too emotional, we tend not to be able to think in a rational way. We tend not to be
yeah,
able to see things clearly.
yeah,
You understand?
yeah,
Exactly. So, and the moment you're losing an amount and then fear are setting, do you know you cannot see anything? You cannot analyze the market again.
yeah.
The only thing your eyes will be able to see is
Your
just
money.
your money. And that will make, now, what do you now think will happen? That will make you lose more and more and more and more. And it even make you go much more aggressive. You can decide to now go and open a large trade because you want to recover your money back.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. So you don't want to put yourself in that position. So that's why you want to be able to ask yourself some tangible questions that, okay, per trade, how much can I afford to lose? Is it 1% of the capital? Is it 2% of the capital? Is it 3% of the capital? Take note of that. You understand?
yes,
Take note of that. So based on this, we can agree that money management and risk management help a trader to avoid over trading and under trading. Yeah. So guidelines to avoid over trading and under trading. So meaning that guidelines to avoid lack of money management, and all those things. One, take trades which have the potential to give rewards more than the risk per trade. I've told you, take note, identify the percentage that you want to lose, you can afford to lose, right?
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So take trades which have the potential to give rewards more than the risk per trade. So meaning that trade in a manner that whatever you want to lose, right, is like times four of what you want to make. You understand? Because there's something we call risk to reward ratio. You understand?
yeah,
Take trades that are like ratio 1 to 2. That means whatever you are risking in that trade, you're looking towards to gain times 2 of it in the trade. You understand? Don't
okay,
don't trade in a manner that whatever you are risking is like the same thing with what you want to make. And I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
yeah, I get you.
Exactly. So take ratio 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. Those are the kind of trades that you want to trade. You understand? You don't want to trade, you don't want to be risking more money than what you want to gain. You understand? You are risking an amount, but you want to gain something that is more than that amount, like times 2, times 3, times 4, depending on the price action of that particular trade, right? So that's what that is saying, and that's how you can increase your chances to be profitable. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So constantly expose any of 3%, 2%, or 1% of your capital. That's exactly what I was saying. That know have an idea of the percentage that you want to risk at all times. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know, constantly expose any of 3%, 2%, or 1% of your capital at any given time in the market. That is, your stop loss in dollar terms must either be 3%, 2%, or 1%. For example, if you have an account of $100 and you have decided that, oh, you want to be using between 3%, 2%, and 1%, like your risk at all times will not be, it's going to be um between 1 and 3%. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it means that at every point in time, anytime you want to take a trade, the maximum you can risk is 3%, and the minimum you can risk is what? 1%. So
1%.
that means out of $100, $3 or what? $1.
Dollar.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Exactly. So meaning that any trade you are entering, you cannot risk more than, it's not the one that you think you want to make money back or you want to
Mm-hmm.
fight the market, you want to revenge, and you now go and risk 30%. That is not how to trade. That's part of the problem of the trader A that I gave you the example
Yeah.
the other time. He has been trading, you know, and making some money, but all of a sudden, he took a big risk, a very big risk that is more than normal,
Yes, account.
and then he lost in those trades. So that was what cancelled out his what profits,
Again. Yeah.
and as such, he couldn't record any gain at the end of the day.
Mm.
You understand? So
Yeah.
stay on a particular range or a particular percentage and make sure that at all times that is how you trade. You won't have a problem whereby one trade will now cancel all your profits. You won't have that kind of problem. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Exactly. So you must be able to what? So expose 3%, 2%, 1% of your account balance at all times. For
Times.
me, that's like very reasonable. You understand? So you
Yeah.
can do it in such a way that when you lose a trade, right? If you if you
Mm-hmm.
if you enter into a trade and then you lose, next risk that you're going to take should be 1%.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you gain that trade,
Mm-hmm.
your next trade now you can lose 2%. You can risk 2%, right? If
Yeah.
you gain in that one again, you can go ahead and risk what 3%.
3%.
But make sure that you don't go beyond 3%. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how you go. If you lose a trade again, you go back to 1%. Anytime you lose a trade, your next trade should be 1%. Then you move ahead, you move forward like that. You understand? So if,
Yeah.
if you if you gain, you go upper. If you lose, you go lower. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So if you enter a trade, you use 1%. If you lose that trade, stay on that 1%. If you lose that trade again, stay on that 1%. The reason for this is that there's something you call streaks, like winning streaks and losing streaks.
Mm.
For most, sometimes you may be losing in some trade, and it may be as a result of one thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might just have a streak in place. So if you lose now, there's a probability that you lose again. There's a probability that you lose again. That's why sometimes as traders, it would be nice that if you lose a trade, just stand up and go and have a break. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And come back again and start from the scratch. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because if you do not stand up, you may continue to lose and lose
Trade.
and
Yeah.
lose. Maybe there's something you are not getting at that time. So maybe you only be able to get that thing if you just stand up and go and have a drink
Mm.
or something. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is why you have to rotate the percentage risk at all times. So what you need is just a range. That's okay, do that. Okay, between 1% and 5% is what I'm working with. So, and that's how you'll be moving like that. You know. Now, this is a very good way of increasing your chances to be what? Profitable. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes. Makes sense.
Exactly. So increase, that's number three now. Increase or decrease by half your trade size whenever you win or lose a trade. So lot size as well, right? Lots, the lot size. No. That's what I've even sorry. That's what I've explained already. You know, that's exactly what I've explained in number two. That move, like anytime you lose, you reduce. Anytime you gain, you increase. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. Um, that's that. Then four, diversify your trades if you have a capacity. So meaning that diversify your trade. So meaning that whatever percentage that you want to trade, you can try as much to use two or more trades to do it. So you can increase your chances if you split your preferred risk. That's 3%, 2%, or 1%, whichever the case may be, across two or more trades at all times. With this, you do not only reduce the chances of losing, you also maximize a potential profit that may result on the market move you seek. Right? Do you understand that statement?
No really, sir.
Okay. Let's assume you want to trade and then you are willing to risk 3%. For $100 capital, it's just 3%. It's just $3 that you can lose in that trade. Right?
Yeah.
Now, as a trader, I can decide to trade one pair, like Euro USD now, and then just set my stop loss to be 3%. So maybe I have a trade of my stop loss 3%, and then my profit, I'm pursuing about $9. That's like times three of the 3%. Do you understand? So let's
Yeah.
assume that's the trade I want to take. So I can just use it on one pair, like Euro US dollar, and then trade. So if I lose 3%, if I lose $3, then my stop that it's my stop loss and the trade is over. You understand? But
Yeah.
I can also split that $3 stop loss. That $3 risk. I can also spread it across two trades. You understand? And make it 1.5 dollars on two trades.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, I can do it on two trades. So that's going to be what? $1.5, $1.5, $1.5 on each of the trades. So I can risk $1.5 in on Euro USD. So I can decide to use another currency pair like DPP USD, right? And enter the same buy trade and enter it again and risk $1.5. So now on one move, I'm already splitting because Euro USD and GBP USD, they always move in, most times they move in the same direction. You
Yeah.
understand? So if I want to buy Euro USD, I'm also, yeah. So that means GBP USD too is about to go up. You understand what I'm saying? So I can buy Euro USD and risk $1.5 and buy GBP USD and risk $1.5. Or I can buy Euro USD, risk $2 and buy GBP USD and risk $1. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that way, I'm banking on 2 trades on one trend. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So in most cases, one of them can move, the other may not move well. One can move a little bit, the other one might move well. That's how they respond at all times to moves. You understand?
Yeah.
So if I have one of them that moves well, you understand? They block off for the other. You understand? You
Mm.
know? So if I have, so even if I'm losing, instead of me to lose all my three, I may not lose my $3 before I'll close all the trades. You know why? Because one might just move very well and make me understand that I'm on the wrong side of the trade. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm getting
One
you.
might move significantly. That one will clearly show me that I'm on the wrong side of the trade. So I may
Okay.
not wait to lose my $3 before I close all the trades.
Mm.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's smart.
So yeah, it kind of helped me to minimize my loss. So instead of me even losing my $3, I may not lose it. I might just have lost maybe $1.5 out of it, or maybe $2 out of it. Then I'll just close. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's like a very tactical way of reducing losses in a trade. And now, if I'm now right on the trade, do you know I'm going to make? I can make like times. I can make. I'll make money well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I said you maximize profits that may result on the market move. That's the market move you are relying on, the market move that you expect. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
exactly. If you are trading, it means you are expecting a movement, you are expecting a market move, you are expecting something to drive the price. Abi?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's exactly. So you can see I have an example. For example, another example, if as at the time of trading, you have a sum of $1,000 in your account and you constantly risk 3% due to risk of money management. So 3% of 1,000 is
Three 300. Huh?
it should be
thirty
300.
dollars or one
Yeah, there's a
thousand is
mistake
30.
here. Yeah.
It's
What?
30. It's $30.
3%? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
of
it's
one
30. Yeah,
thousand.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's $30.
That is, if your stop loss equates $30, you may diversify by doing 2 trades of 0.1 lot each, right? That is, you risk $15 each in both trades.
Trade.
Do you understand exactly what I've explained before, right? So that means 15 pips risk each. You understand?
Yeah.
So instead of placing 0.2 or 0.1 lot in just one in just one place. That is in that case now. No, yeah. Instead of doing it without diversification, you understand exactly. So that is in this case, you risk $30 in just one trade equals 15%. In just one trade. Yeah, this is like the one trade scenario. You understand? So instead of you doing just one trade, you can do 2 trades that relies on that move. You understand? You know, such that you
Yeah.
split your
Risk.
your risk into 2 or more places. You understand?
Yeah.
In order to help you like control the loss and of course maximize the potential profits that may arise. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's I hope it's simple enough for anybody to understand.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So uh that is that. So ways to participate in the forex market. We have personal trading, copy trading, algo trading, social trading, right? So simply what this means is personal trading means you trade for you trading for yourself. Copy trading means you copying expert traders,
Trade. Yeah.
other people's trades. right? Yeah, there are technologies in the market that can allow you to copy other people's trades. You know, if you have any question, you can ask us about that, right? Algo trading. Yeah, so that's when you trade, you use algorithms to trade, like artificial intelligence, robots, you know. So that's what algo trading means. Yeah, it's also possible for robots for um
Hey, hello. I think you went off. I think you went off.
yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's continue. It's still recording. So I'm sorry. My system went to sleep. Yeah, I think it needs some power. Sorry. So, but we can continue because nothing has spoiled. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So, um, like I said, so algo trading is when some softwares are trading on your behalf. You understand? So these days, softwares can help you do the trades as well. Very intelligent softwares. But it all depends on if you're able to lay your hands on the right ones. You know, on our platform, very soon we are going to be supplying the market with that. Like we're going to be supplying traders that are interested in algo, you know, uh, all that. So then we have social trading. Social trading is you trading with other people, you know, and exchanging ideas. So we offer to, to train people to be able to trade personally. And of course, we also have a platform where people can social trade as well. You understand? Then, of course, we're working on helping traders to be able to use algorithms, softwares to trade as well. So it's as simple as that. So personal trading, that's you trading personally, copy trading, you copying expert traders, algo trading, softwares, and social trading um, is uh, a platform where people interact and trade together. So it can be a WhatsApp group, it can be a Telegram group, it can be on the social media, you know. So there are platforms like that where you can interact and trade together. So thank you very much, guys. I think this brings us to the end of this part of the training.
Nice.
Before we proceed, the next video basically is going to be it's going to show us how to use the desktop version of the MetaTrader 4. Then after that, um, there's going to be an online test which will come up in in the mentor learning session. So when you pass that test, that will determine your progress into the next into the other part of the training, right?
Obviously. Yeah.
So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next recording.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.